My name is Deon Grant. I'm from Georgia. I'm 25. Right now, I currently live in Newport News, Virginia. I've been fishing saltwater now for 6 years. Started off in freshwater as I was growing up. By the age of 9, my granddad was the first one to get me into fishing. Started fishing in the lakes, ponds. I really enjoy fishing, mostly when we used to go to Eufaula. And that was the first moment I started to notice that I really love an adrenaline rush. Because in Lake Eufaula in Alabama, you actually have alligators that'll come down the dock. My granddad would actually pull up to them intentionally just to see how we respond to an alligator sliding down the bank into the water. But mostly then I was doing a lot of crappie fishing, bass. It was more so of a bonding moment, more so than me just totally being that true fisherman. I mainly enjoyed being around my granddad. You know, when you're growing up, you want to be around granddad, you want to do what granddad does. I feel that, and I know that I am now ready to become the top fisher and be the best fisher I can be. Top Hooker is a show that caught my eye recently. When I saw it, I was sitting back watching TV, and when I saw the previews, I had to set it to record it. And then when I finally got to see it, I saw y'all out there on the jet skis in the ocean. And pretty much that is where it got me into the field that I'm in now, kayak fishing. I was debating between two options, jet skiing or kayaking. I went for the most efficient and free one. That was kayaking. I can go out here, use my muscle. It's a challenge. You fight a fish. If you truly want a challenge, go kayak fishing. There's nothing but you and the fish, and that's after you've paddled to your destination. Who knows where the fish will pull you, and who knows how long he will pull you. You truly have to be dedicated and ready for a long ride. Stingrays run abundantly around here, and they get large. I'm talking 45-pound range easily. And that's a good mile ride normally guaranteed if you're not ready. I fish often. Now I work in the shipyard. I'm in Newport News, the shipyard, and I fish on the weekends. 40 hours a week makes it tough. But in that tough, I always get it when I can. We have liberal leave sometimes because of the heat. Heat runs me from work but to the water. I'm never afraid to go fishing. It can be 102 degrees outside, humid, 108. I will still fish. I fished the saltwater more so and loved it more than I love the freshwater. I can fish them both. Inshore fishing, though, has become the one that I do love because it's just so many things you can catch, and the fight is crazy. One of the top ones that we're catching right now during this time of the year is croaker. It's right now June 16th, and croakers are the #1 fish that I say you can catch in no time, and they put up a fight that you will enjoy. You'll get the adrenaline rush. And that adrenaline rush is what I call it when I'm catching a fish. I mean, when I first set that hook, my heart gets to racing. I mean, you will swear I just ran a marathon. And you can just feel it, the excitement, not knowing what you have on the hook. It could be an oyster toad. It could be a trout. It could be spade fish. There's so many different fish out here in the York River, in the James River. And they all coming from the bay, and they love to come in. Right now, I'm at the York River in Gloucester, Yorktown. And 60 foot of water, everything is out here. I mean, I can go 30 feet offshore, 30 feet from the shore, and I'll be catching stripers, puppy drum, everything under the sea. Now the question y'all want to know is if I'm ready for ice fishing. I don't even want to say anymore that y'all want to guess and think up. I'm ready for them all. I'm the top hooker. I can do them all. I can take the ice. I fish in the wintertime. When it was still 30 degrees out here, I was out here fishing. It's nothing that's going to stop me. You know it, I know it, and I'm here to convince you that I'm not going to give up. Take me to be the top hooker, and I can guarantee you that you will see that I'm a true fighter. I'm determined, and I am the best fisherman that you're going to find. I can fish with the charter captains. I can fish with all of them. Because when it boils down to it, it's the basic fundamentals of catching fish that you have to understand. Water color, what appears to those fish in that region, and I can do that. Correct bait, I have it. These skills, I can bring to the show. And there will be a lot of people who will see this, and you wonder, what can I bring to the show? How can I get people to watch? Well, pretty much, because through this interview, you will have two people. You have the ones who either be for me or against me. They want to see if you're bull jobbing, they want to see if you can do what you're talking about. And I can walk the walk. Challenging has been something, competition. Let's start with, if you truly want a competition, I ran track, played football when I was younger, all the way through high school. I've never ran over a mile. I'm a short distance runner, very fast. 100 yards, 400 yards, 200. That's what I run. Recently, my buddy wanted a challenge. They run, and we have a trail up here that's actually 5 miles long. They run frequently, but you know, I like to challenge myself, and they didn't even suggest it. They was all against it. I said, I want to go out there and I want to run 5 miles with you guys. Never ran it before in my life. When I got out there, I ran that 5 miles. Because the first thing to being a good competitor is mentally, you have to know what you can do. If you can't make yourself believe it and know that you can do it, you're never going to accomplish it. And if you do accomplish it, it's luck. This won't be luck. This won't be none of that. This will be a true fisherman coming to the table, showing y'all skills and abilities, and that I'm not afraid of anything, and I am a competitor. And the competition is going to be me and the sea. I'm not worried about anybody else. I'm worried about me and that ocean. Wherever you want to put me, I'm ready. Kayak fishing is what I love. Kayak fishing is what I got into just for fishing. It's not the fact that I grew up kayaking. Kayaking is something that puts me on that water one-on-one with a fish. The biggest, the smallest, I'm one-on-one with them. There's no motor advantage where I can go, I can run 20 miles offshore to go get them. If I want to go 20 miles offshore, I'm going to paddle. I'm going to make a challenge to get to the location. Then I'm going to make a challenge to catch the fish. And then I'm going to make a challenge to paddle my behind back home. Those are 3 challenges opposed to 1. Driving a boat to the ocean and dropping a rig. I am a kayak angler now. Been kayaking for a year. I go out, worst conditions. We had storms that have come through here recently, 25-mile-an-hour winds. I have safety. I have the guards and everybody wondering, why am I going out there? Are you sure you want to go out there? They're worried about me. They're concerned. And when I tell them, they don't think it through. They think it's always just a game. I'm like, yo, this is what I want. The adrenaline rush to get to what I want to do. Fishing is what I want to do. I love the challenge. Bottom fishing is one of the things I do. Jigging. Bottom fishing is pretty much the main one for croakers. Certain fish require certain things. You can't just take one method and do them all. You have to be adaptable to the situation. And I totally am ready for any situation. You give me a Bass Pro Shop trailer that has all the bait, I have all the knowledge to do what I need to do to get the correct bait to catch the fish. Now, if y'all want to see me be the top hooker, which I know I am, call me, get me there for the interview, meet me one-on-one, and let me talk to you and show you that this is not a game. I'm Deon Grant, kayak angler, and I'm out.